seeing the level of care that they have for your child. It's not just that, oh, they had a bad day. It's here's what we did to support them. Here's the tools we tried to give them to self-regulate, or just to, show that nurturing and that care. And it really just creates this beautiful, emotionally supportive environment for the child.
I'm Agnes Stowicki, Managing Editor with Our Kids. We're speaking with insiders from Canada's leading private and independent schools to bring you insights into school programs, culture, traditions, and leadership. This includes insights from parents, alumni, and administration. This is the Our Kids Insider Perspective.
So I think I had a little bit more requirements than you for what we were looking for in a school. I was really clear on what I wanted in a school for our daughter. I wanted something that was inquiry-based in its approach to learning, that was child-led, that really focused on like a social, emotional component. And so typically what we're presented with as an option now is Montessori. That's the most common one that we hear of. So I was actually looking into a lot of Montessori programs. Um, and I was truthfully a little disappointed by what I was finding. I go into classrooms that had beautiful materials and they had beautiful descriptions of the ways that they were educating children. But when I really started to ask a lot of questions, I found that for me, they were falling short in a few really key areas. One of them being the social emotional component of education. One of the great things about Montessori is that it really looks at fostering independence, which is a beautiful thing for children. But I felt that it was the classrooms I was seeing was doing that at the exclusion of other things that children also need, which is a connection and attachment and just a strong peer relationships, because that's where a lot of their learning also is. So I found that we'd see these beautiful classrooms, but it just wasn't checking all the boxes for us. So I went back and I kind of thought about our parameters, researched what other options were, and I came across Reggio Emilio approach to learning. And with that, I found that Kingsley offered that. Alongside also offering the Ontario curriculum. So I was really eager to check out Kingsley. And when I set up the appointment to go in to speak to the principal, Mrs. Williams, I just immediately fell in love with this school. At first sight, it's really unassuming. It's in the lower level of a church, and you walk in, and it's this large open classroom. Because it was summer, the materials weren't out, so it looked a bit unassuming, but you can immediately imagine how there's this little community that's taught in this classroom. And then just speaking with Louisa and hearing about the different projects they have and the different ways that they try to encourage that child-led learning, and then also self-confidence and emotional support woven throughout their whole program. I just immediately fell in love with the program. It was everything I was looking for. So it was also like finding a bit of a hidden treasure, because it's not a large school. It's not a school I heard talked about often, but it was exactly what I was looking for. And what about you?
For me, the criteria was simpler and shorter than this. So just like the quality of education over there, the number of students, and the cost and affordability as a private school. So we actually were blown away with the progress she was doing on a daily basis. So when she joined, she was just 3 years old, and we were transitioning her to the school, and now she's 4 years old. And in a 1 year progress, you can see communication and skills and how she wanted to have more conversation, more understanding, better skills for different aspects like writing and drawing and more creative stuff. And also, she's excited every day to go to school and just looking forward to it when she wakes up in the morning. Oh, Mama, I want to go to school. Like, to play with X or play with Y and see my miss and my teacher. And it was really very interesting to see it during this year.
Yeah, she responded so well when she started attending Kingsley. She would wake up and say to me, "Mommy, I didn't like to go to daycare, but I love going to school." And just to see your child excited about school and excited about learning, like that for me was really the motivating factor for finding a certain type of education for her. Was I wanted her to just be so curious about learning and open to learning. And then also just to see her confidence just blossom and just bloom because she's in this beautiful, safe space. They are just so supportive of finding every special thing about your child and supporting and encouraging that. And I think it just really opens the kids up who go there to learning and being curious and wanting to learn. So I think the biggest thing we've seen in her is just being so excited about her learning. So hands down, what our daughter appreciates the most about Kingsley are the relationships that she's built there. She's so excited to see her friends there, and it's just such a lovely group of kids. And those peer relationships are also really facilitated by the teachers and staff there. So they're given these really positive social experiences. She's so excited to see her friends. She has great relationships with the teachers. And it's becomes this beautiful little community. So she feels really safe going there because she feels like she's a part of this community. And that's woven throughout all parts of the school there.
Yes, so she built a lot of relationship between her classmates and her teachers, and she comes every day. We did this today with Miss X, we did this today with Miss Y, and I enjoyed it, and I played with my friends, and also since they share like the activities with different grades, so she actually can learn from older grades, and she really enjoyed it, and she enjoys the play, enjoys the activities.
Mhm. Yeah, it is nice because there is a lot of exposure to the different grades.
Yeah.
So the younger kids get to learn from some of the older kids, and then the older kids also get to learn some of that leadership and working with the younger kids. So it's just this beautiful community learning from each other.
So what I really appreciate most about the schools, they really take care of her and they are very attentive to her and like when at the end of the day or early morning when you talk to the teachers, she tells you, okay, this is what make her happy, this is what make her sad, and if she had a rough day, how we dealt with it. It's not like the typical, oh, we did X, Y, and Z. No, just like mainly like you see like they really take good care of her and they really like interested to see how she is doing, which is really good and makes you like as a parent like feel comfortable and your kid is in a good space and good place and is being taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
So what about you?
Yeah, I think for me, it's a pretty long list of things that I love about Kingsley, and I know some of them we'll talk about in future questions. So, if I had to pick one or the main one, I really think the thing I love the most about Kingsley is the character development, but it's also the social emotional part of their learning. Um, when I have gone in to pick up our daughter early, for instance, I see the teachers so often facilitating these peer relationships. So some kids might be doing something together, and the teachers are just very involved in that. And sometimes, if there are some of those like social bumps where kids are struggling or they're trying to learn something that's a bit hard for them, you really see the teachers giving them tools to actually work through that. And it's not just putting out fires, it's actually giving them strategies and tools so they're building those skills. Um, so it creates this just beautiful learning throughout the classroom. But then also there's this big part that's very emotionally supportive. Um, and just seeing, like Ali was saying, just seeing the level of care that they have for your child. It's not just that, oh, they had a bad day. It's here's what we did to support them. Here's the tools we tried to give them to self-regulate or just to, show that nurturing and that care. And it really just creates this beautiful, emotionally supportive environment for the child. And then because they have that emotional safety, that's where they can feel safe to learn the other parts of the curriculum from there. So that is probably my favorite part of the school.
So when we actually were starting looking for a school for our daughter, in beginning I was neutral a little bit about school. I said, okay, the public school is not that bad. This is Canada, education is good. But afterwards, actually, after 1 year and the progress I have seen and the care that she had, I really feel it makes a difference. Like when you have like a 30 student in front of you, different than when you have way less than this number. So this attention and this care, like it's not diluted with massive numbers. And also like when I talk to my colleagues, like where they have their kids in public schools and their experience and the experience they have with their kids, and it just like I feel now like it was good decision, and it's really making a daily results that I can see here, like in every occasion or every event, like you really see like different progress than her peers in public schools. So what do you think?
Yeah, you're kind of surprised at the results
Yeah.
of it. Yeah. I think for me, I was most surprised at the affordability of it. I had a pretty long list of things I wanted for her education, and then when I saw like the price tag attached to that, it's pretty intimidating. At least for us, like
Yeah.
we could manage it, but it was not. Maybe we weren't sure if we wanted to commit to that long term. And so, in that way, like having a private school experience can be a very exclusive thing for a lot of families. So when I saw the fee structure at Kingsley, I was shocked because it was actually less than what we were paying for daycare. And my understanding is that Kingsley has intentionally tried to make their fees somewhat accessible to people. And so I was amazed that if you can carry a daycare payment, then we could also have access to a private school experience for our daughter. So that was just a really nice surprise. One of the things I love so much about Kingsley is that I really feel like what you see is what you get. When we were looking at other schools, when I would tour schools, I had a lot of questions, and you would start to see the incongruence come out between what they were saying on their webpage and some of the values that they put up front, and then what was actually happening in practice. So it was very disappointing. What I love so much about Kingsley is that when I came in with my long list of questions, those are actually what we have received in our care there. And so some of the most important ones for me being the type of approach to education that they took, which is very much what they offer. They brand themselves as the school with the big heart. And this is, as I had said, this is probably my favorite aspect of the school, that it is just a very caring, nurturing environment that has a very strong character development component that focuses on the social emotional learning for kids. And that's exactly what you get.
So actually, like when you meet the other families that bring their kids to Kingsley, they are friendly, easygoing, and you feel like you're in nice, like the same place. You feel comfortable. You feel like there is no distance or anything, and even after school, like outside school, we do activities, so it becomes a lot of fun, and it's a lot of like very enjoyable between the parents and the kids and all of us, like really when we organize activities outside school, it's really very nice for as a family overall.
Kind of
What do
like
you
a
think?
community.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has like a strong community. My favorite thing about the families, or the thing I noticed the most, was just how down to earth everyone is. Everyone's very relatable, very friendly, um, almost like building a bit of a community together. And at the center of that community, I feel like everyone is just rooting for the success of your child. There isn't that kind of uncomfortable competitiveness that you can sometimes find in parent groups. I really find that everyone just genuinely wants your child to succeed. Everyone wants each other's child to succeed, and it creates this just really healthy, strong community. And just because everyone's so approachable and down to earth.
As a parent, one of the most important thing for me is just like she's always proud of what she's learning and she's excited about learning and she's happy learning those stuff. And she comes at home, tell us what she learned during the day, and which makes her proud of this. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I'm just seeing her excitement around learning. It's not that she's proud of any one particular thing, but it's just to see that when she is learning something there and she's gaining mastery over a skill or like a new topic, she's just so proud and excited about what she's learning. And I think that was just so wonderful to see as parents because you see her confidence, your child's confidence just really flourish as they're learning. Because our daughter is just especially kind of socially motivated, I'd say, if anything, she's probably most proud of her friendships there. Just really excited to see her friends and the kids that go there. And it's just so nice to see her feeling esteemed and confident there. So I think generally she just feels good and proud in general. And as parents, we love to see that for her. The teachers and the administrators at Kingsley are honestly phenomenal. I feel like we're on the same team and we are so clear on having the same goal and that there's so much collaboration and working together to achieve that goal. Um, and that starts from the day we started at Kingsley. Any concerns we had in terms of preparing our daughter for school, I was able to work with her teacher and the principal to come up with a plan for her, to prepare her, and to ease that transition into school for her. And then ever since that first day, there's just been constant communication about constant updates about how the day was, what are the things she's working on, what are the things she's done well in, what are the things she struggled in, here are the tools we gave her, here are the things you can do at home to support that. And this is constant. And just to have that degree of care and checking in and working together, it really feels like you're on a team, just both trying to support your child. So just super responsive, really great communication. And these are very clearly passionate educators who are really have the best interest of your child at heart. So they have a phenomenal team at Kingsley.
So the most quality I really appreciate in the school is just like the care, like this is the most important thing for me, and also the quality and affordability, which makes a big difference. So just like you are not getting care and quality, but with a massive price, actually it's very reasonable and affordable for us as a parents, and those like I'm really really makes difference for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely just the quality of the care that you receive really makes Kingsley stand out. As I've said several times already, their character curriculum and the social emotional development, I think especially for little kids, which is any age group in Kingsley, is just so foundational for them. And I really think also just giving the opportunity for a child to build that confidence and learn some of those skills at the foundation of their learning is just so important. I don't think we would have done anything differently in looking for a school because we're so happy with where we've landed. I think what was important for me in the process was that when I was looking at schools, because you really only see a snapshot, it was important to really be clear on my values and what I was looking for, and to really do your research about that school, but then also to really trust your gut. Because so often I would go into a school and like, it was beautiful and it's hard to imagine why I would have a problem with the school, but then when I asked my long list of questions, you could find areas of incongruence where you weren't perhaps getting what you were hoping to get or what you thought they were offering. So I would say definitely know your values and what you're looking for. Trust your gut. Ask a lot of questions to look for whether they actually are providing what they're saying they're providing up front. And then the last suggestion for families who may be sitting on the fence as to whether to even provide that private school experience, I would just say that in our experience, it really has been worth it. Just to see her succeed in these early years and be given tools and strategies that will just set the way for her for the rest of her life. It really is worth it. It's the best investment I think we could be making at this point. So if you're on the fence, just book a tour and go talk to them. And I think you'll probably fall in love with it like we did.
For more information about this school, you can visit their profile at ourkids.net.